Your Excellency Minister Leonard, Dr. Robinson, member for Udiru, representing the Leader of the Opposition, the Right Honourable Lord Mayor, Lady Mayoress, the legend Mr. Ian Healy, AO, Honorary Consul of India, Mrs. Archana Singh, members of the Consular Corps, distinguished guests, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste and good day. It is always a pleasure for me to return to the great city of Brisbane. Thank you all for gathering tonight to celebrate a very special occasion, the 75th anniversary of India's independence. I am particularly grateful to the Victoria League Brisbane for Commonwealth Friendship and to the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade for their hard work in organizing this event with such grace, finesse, and attention to detail. My thanks also to the Queensland Cricketers Club for use of these fabulous facilities. Since last year, when perhaps the greatest overseas series ever for an Indian cricket team was decided right here, coming to the Gabba is no less than a holy pilgrimage for an Indian like me. While I'm sure the Aussies would rather not be reminded of the day, and I promise I'll only make a passing reference, 19th of January 2021, the last day of the final test match, the series tied 1-1. 324 runs needed. Never been done before. Post-tea session, 145 needed from 37 overs. Rishabh Pant, again a name that Aussies would rather forget. But a wicket-keeper batsman like Mr. Ian Healy here, he ignited. Fortress Gabba was breached for the first time since 1988, and a country of 1.3 billion went collectively insane. Like I said, a passing reference only. Boy, was that delicious. But back to our milestone today. Modern India's 75th birthday. If Indian cricket has come of age, so has my country. From a desperately poor and underdeveloped nation on the 15th of August 1947 to now the 5th largest economy in the world, the 3rd largest in terms of purchasing power parity, and the fastest growing large economy. There have been transformational economic reforms that have leapfrogged India up in the ease of doing business ladder. Infrastructure stands vastly improved, and supply, logistics, and transportation speeds are best in the world. It is not surprising, therefore, that India is now consistently counted among the top most attractive destinations for foreign direct investment and maintained high inflows even during the COVID pandemic. For Australian companies looking for profitable investments, India offers a huge and fast-growing market in many sectors, a friendly and easy business environment, stable policies, transparency, democracy, and the rule of law. We are also celebrating 75 years of the establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Australia. These have strengthened tremendously over the last decade or so And in 2020, we have elevated our relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership. This is an acknowledgement of our shared challenges, opportunities, and objectives, both bilaterally and in our common Indo-Pacific region. Today, India and Australia see eye to eye on most major international issues and find each other to be natural partners. There is a growing convergence of views on geostrategic and geoeconomic issues and a strong desire to work together for a secure and prosperous future. We are now at a stage where you could easily say that India and Australia are right at the forefront of each other's external engagements. And it's great to see that India-Australia relations and our future trajectory enjoy strong bipartisan support in each country. The strides we have made in our relations are also a reflection of the strong personal investment at the leadership level. Our leaders are committed to take the relationship to a higher plane. Just like the previous government, both Prime Minister Albanese and Foreign Minister Penny Wong are long-standing friends of the India-Australia relationship. The warm and excellent meeting between Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Albanese in Tokyo was aptly captured by Prime Minister Albanese, who said that, and I quote, "Australia-India ties have never been closer," unquote. Our External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, also had a fruitful meeting with Senator Penny Wong in Japan, and they met again in Phnom Penh last week. Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister Richard Marles went to India in June, and the Premier of New South Wales and the Deputy Premier of Western Australia in July. From India, we have had 3 ministerial visits to Australia in the last 5 weeks, with one more coming on the 21st of August. Trade and Tourism Minister Senator Don Farrell will be in India in September, and next year Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to come to Australia for the Quad Leaders Summit. There is also growing interest in Australia in pursuing trade and investment opportunities with India. The signing of the India-Australia Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, or ECTA, in April this year is a watershed moment. It is a reflection of not just the complementarities between our economies, but also our growing convergence in geoeconomics. Negotiated and signed in record time, ECTA covers the entire gamut of our commercial relations, removing tariffs and barriers and opening a plethora of opportunities in both goods and services. ECTA will also make it easier for us to exchange students, professionals, and tourists, further strengthening our people-to-people ties. We do look forward to its early ratification and entry into force. Ladies and gentlemen, people-to-people ties form an important bedrock for our bilateral relations, and I take immense pride as High Commissioner that the Indian community in Australia has charted numerous success stories. The community is incredibly diverse, and members belong to various ethnic, religious, and cultural denominations. They have all assimilated very well in Australia, imbibing Australian values and at the same time preserving their own traditions and culture. You can see a wonderful microcosm in this very room tonight. I take the opportunity to thank each and every one of them for their active and indispensable contribution to the growing India-Australia partnership. Overall, An exciting era of India-Australia relations is unfolding, and we are all friends and partners in the journey. Rishabh Pant will be coming along. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you very much. There won't be too much oracleness going on from me. These grounds are particularly significant in our early years with our Indigenous cultures. Coming from all over Brisbane to meet here at battlefields, if that's what was required, or community grounds. It's a wonderful read on how the Gabba started as that type of gathering place for our Indigenous nations, and it is always great to be here and for that to be as significant a history piece as it is. I'm thrilled to be here tonight because our nations have got so much to offer each other, and I think a lot of effort is going in to getting that right and to getting it started a little better than it is at the moment, and then to get it right. I look forward very much to seeing even further relationships and camaraderie between our two nations. Indian people, to me, are the strongest in the world. Their resilience doesn't have to be taught, it's natural. Their creativity and ability to make things happen is second to none. And to mobilise the population that you have has been incredible in moving into the modern times. Your Excellency, your speech was stated as well as it could be. I've never heard anything so rousing, and I threw my mind back to the first 50 years of these 75, maybe the first 40 years of this 75 years. That was done behind closed doors. Those types of speeches took a long time to get heard, and now they're out. I'm really pleased with the batting performance of India on that last day. And I certainly compliment Shubman Gill and Rishabh Pant and some stunning batting. I certainly complimented our Australian cricket authorities that day too for doing that on purpose and letting that happen to kickstart the 75-year celebration for India. So you like the Gabba now, do you? I'm not here to talk cricket tonight. I'm more into hockey. And while Adrian mentioned the cricket at the Commonwealth Games, let's take a moment of reflection to remember the final, the gold medal game in the hockey. What India has done, and it's great to see them back in sport, coming back into hockey, and so much work's been done in all your sports. What India has done in the last 30 years is mind-boggling. In the 90s as a cricketer, we went to Pakistan 3 times, 3 full tours of Pakistan. At the same time, in those 10 years, we went to India once for a 3 test match series and a 1 test match game. That's it. It was nowhere near how big Pakistan was into their cricket, let alone the rest of the world. Since the mid-90s, that's 27 years, they have become an incredible superpower in our game. And I think only India could do that. So we look forward to many, many more challenges on the Gabba, on the Wacker. You won't be getting too many low bouncing wickets ever again. As well as our countries look forward to greater relationships in every facet of our society. It's wonderful to celebrate such a great milestone. Congratulations everyone. The work you're doing in your own countries as well as here in Australia, and the societies and communities that you look after here in Australia. Maintain the rage. It's an incredible passion that India have. We love it. Thank you.